Mm-mm-mm. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Hey, welcome. Yeah, got a nice echo there. That's good. Doing a nice early chat tonight for those of you who like the evenings. Hi, everyone. Hi. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, it's your boy, EVS. Does that sound weird coming from your Uncle Ethan? It's your boy, EVS? I don't know. It might be one of those hello, fellow kids moments. Hello, fellow children. Yes, it does sound weird. Thanks. It's your boy is fine. Okay, that's good. Please stop, says Evla Renaissance. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you came. Having quite a day today. Now, I said 2 days ago that I thought winter was over. I was excited about spring. I was excited about getting out there and planting flowers in a garden. I was excited. Oh, thank you, Patricia Kapushi. Thank you for the super chat. That is all diaper money. I do appreciate it. Diapers are expensive. I was excited about planting flowers and wearing galoshes out in the rain. And did I start too early? Some of you guys are like, I was supposed to go out to dinner with my mom, and now I got to choose between you and your mom. Well, that choice is easy. That choice should be easy. You know, my mom had hip surgery today, and she successfully overcame the surgery. I was worried about her. I didn't know she's having a hip replaced, and she's fine. She's going home tomorrow. She texted us all like in a group, and my dad texted us all back. He said, "Hip hip hooray." That's my dad. My mom and my dad are divorced. So but they're still friendly. They could say things like that to each other. Yeah, so anyway, I was, thank you, everyone. Yeah. People are saying your mom should leave your dad. Don't worry, she did a long time ago. It's going to snow on Wednesday. It's going to snow. We're supposed to get 16 inches. Uh-oh, Ava fell. Are you okay, Aves? Okay, Andrea's got her. Yeah, so we're going to get 16 inches of snow. Winter is not over by a long shot at all. I don't know what we're going to do. 16 inches of snow. That's too much. All right, now some of you, first of all, I'm getting accused of beating my child. It's not Eva, it's Ava, A-V-A. Yeah, I wouldn't name my daughter after Hitler's girlfriend. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Vile Delinquent. Diaper money for Uncle Ethan. Perfect timing. Just had my heart broken. Cheer me up with some portfolio reviews and comics. Also, I special ordered Green Lantern Sinestro Corps War trade paperback because of you. Thanks. No, thank you, Vile Delinquent. Both for the super chat and for ordering Sinestro Corps War, which I think you will enjoy. Yeah. So right. We got something going on today. A couple things. I do want to do a brutally honest portfolio review. A lot of people are sending me their portfolios more than once. It's as if like they're kind of being pushy about it. They're actually, I mean, I have a portfolio of portfolios, okay, in my email that I collected. I'm just like, I'll just choose this one. And I just randomly choose portfolios. And it's not like they go anywhere. It's not like I dispose of them. You know, it's like they are sitting there. They are going to get reviewed eventually. It's just a matter of when. And then some people are just like, maybe you missed mine. And so they'll resend it. Now, that's fine, I guess. That kind of nudging, I'm not sure if it works. But eventually, I promise you, if you send me your portfolio, I will brutally, honestly review it. Let's look at this gentleman right here. Oh my God, what is this guy's name? Did I totally forget his name? I was so like enraptured by women dancing in their slips that I might have forgotten. Oh, is it Juan? Yeah, I think this guy's name is Juan. Yeah, okay. He is. This is Juan's portfolio. I don't want to forget his name and not credit his work. Yeah. Okay. Ned Thon is asking me, when is your next comic I can pick up? Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Next comic is Hal Jordan number 42. I just got the colors back from that today. They look spectacular. It's Hal Jordan versus the Dark Stars. And you are, I hope you do pick it up. And right now I am drawing Hal Jordan number 45. All right. So this is Juan's portfolio. Eric, thank you for the super chat. How long have you been live? Did I miss much? Eric, you missed absolutely nothing. Except I think, hold on, let me see if I can fix this. By the way, I got a new iPhone. Do I need to fix this? I wonder if I can do it. No. That's not good. Okay, I got a new iPhone X, and so I'm excited about the possibility of the camera actually being better. Oh, that is better. I got rid of the shadow there. So Eric, thank you for the super chat. You didn't miss anything yet. We're just about to begin reviewing this portfolio from Juan. Let's see. All right, so Juan has given me 6 pages, I believe, of Spider-Man, which is interesting. I have not received any Spider-Man submissions yet. This first panel is dynamite. Thank you for the super chat, Vile Delinquent. Juan but not forgotten. Dead meme. I don't know. I never heard of it before, so it's new to me. But most dad jokes and memes are. That's what happens when you get old. This is really great. I want to know if you guys can pick out right away what is wrong with the perspective here. I mean, after we've done so many perspective lessons, are you noticing what might be wrong here, like just right away? I mean, the building is nicely, or the room is nicely put together. But of course we all know. That's right. The girl's head in the foreground. Thank you. Who said that? Who is my star pupil? Oh, wow. D20 Devokent. All right. Yeah, great job. The girl's head in the foreground. Now, as we all know, the horizon line, which would be right about here, okay? Characters all kind of hang off of the horizon line in the same way. Now, maybe this is a sunken living room. There's a chance that there's a staircase here or something like that. Oh, wait a second. That's a table. Is she dancing on a table? I had to look at this more carefully. The perspective here might be even weirder than I thought originally. This looks like it's a table. It doesn't look like it's the floor, which means that the perspective is even weirder unless they're all dancing on tables. There's Spock, by the way, over here. Okay, guys. I don't even know what to say now. Like at first glance, this looks like a really nicely well-drawn panel. I like the poodle locked out right here. I think Zach would also like that, the way he feels about dogs. But yeah, this is wrong. Really, you want your horizon line. You want everyone who is standing on the same plane. You want them to kind of all get touch the horizon line at the same point on their bodies. This is great here. Let's say that this is the horizon line. Spock is getting cut right through the shoulders. So is she. So are these two kind of over here. But then this chick who's on the table, I mean, really, if this were a table, she would be getting cut off more like at the knees. So this table is 2 inches off the floor. And then this person here is simply a severed head. This is just a severed head on the floor. So this perspective is not correct unless there's a 4-foot drop right here and she's standing on a lower floor right there. But I really do like the detail work here. I like the, The apartment is kind of vividly drawn. This guy's in proper perspective. It looks like he's going to jump. It's Frank Sinatra in 1952 back here with the hat. All right, so let's see. We've got Peter Parker right here, and he is screaming. Is that him there? Okay. Very strange. We've got to do some redraws here, guys. I think it's pretty important. Let's see. Yeah, let's get some paper and let's do some redraws. Okay. Oh, we have a troll. Hold on. Who's our troll? I'm not looking. I'm looking at the work. Ace Wolf 75. Let me scroll back. Ace Wolf. Heard people saying you're Nazi sympathizer. What's the deal about that? What's the deal about Nazi sympathizers, Ace Wolf 75? I don't know. People are silly. What do you want? Okay. Let's do a redraw. And we can talk about Nazi sympathizers while we're drawing Peter Parker's head here. Now, we've got a few problems here. This is what I call doll eyes. Doll eyes are when you kind of just make, I don't know, they look dead, they look painted on. Eyes are a little bit more complicated than this, and you do want to be very careful about it. You also want to watch the upturned nose here and the teeth in the mouth. We can do this. We can do this together. Ned Dawn, thank you for the super chat. I'm reading through Silver Age Green Lantern by Broom and Kane now. Amazing stuff. Thank you very much. Yeah, that stuff is pretty good. It's fun. There are a lot of goofy crackpot aliens. All right. So, again, we want to start with a skull kind of shape here. Line right down the middle. As you can see, his head is turned upwards like so. And so we want to actually draw a line like this. And another one like this. All right. And ears are low. Okay. Let's see here. Now, place eye sockets in here. And nostrils. Now, his eyes are wide because I guess he's alarmed. Okay. Now, the top eyelid and the bottom eyelid. Now, the top one is going to be a little bit more round. And I also want you to just kind of look at people a little more carefully and notice the actual size of a person's eyes, because I think sometimes comic book artists tend to exaggerate interesting parts of a person's kind of facial anatomy. When we look at women, you know, we look at their eyes, we look at their lips, and thus oftentimes when somebody is drawing a woman, you end up just getting like, you know, a brat doll with just huge eyes and gigantic lips, you know, tiny little nose, and like because it's like those features stand out. But really, if you draw people in their proper proportion, and just kind of discipline yourself to make sure that everything is right, you'll have a much more pleasing and believable result. All right, so his head is tilted back. unless he's looking in the sky. I'm not sure where he's looking, but if his head is tilted back, he seems to be looking up. I don't think so. I think like his eyes would be kind of pointed down like this. Head is tilted back, but he's looking straight ahead of himself. All right. We're going to see a little bit of nostril. Like so. And he's got him kind of scowling, like he's like almost like annoyed at what he sees. That's fine, we can do that. I don't know the context of what's going on here. So I will follow his lead. Let's set his eyebrows down into a slight kind of alarmed scowl. And then if he's like yelling something. All right, so let's just draw the top lip open like so. And okay. Yeah, all right. Let's see what's going on. Arachnid alert is going off. Yeah, all right. So, but in any case, I want you to look at, I can't zoom in because you guys' chat is going here. All right, I'll zoom in here. I want you to look at the teeth here. I want you to be kind of conscious and careful of the teeth. Now, if you want to separate and draw each tooth individually like that, I mean, that's okay. That's really, really risky. It's why a lot of comic book artists just tend to draw like kind of a row of white, 2 rows of white for teeth. But if you want to do it, you've got to be much, much more careful than this, because if you just sort of delineate like this, it looks kind of weird and spooky. So, all right, well, we'll take the Pepsi challenge though. I mean, we will try to draw the teeth. It might even be better if you just kind of draw the shape of them like this. Okay. And we can choose to go in there and kind of add a little definition to them if we want to later. But I mean, if you put like hard lines in there, like dark lines, it'll look like he has something stuck in his teeth. So. Okay, like that. I've never drawn Peter Parker before, I don't think. Let's see, Vile Delinquent. I'm noticing a lack of, thank you for the super chat. I'm noticing a lack of female-made portfolios, Uncle E. Sexist? Also, why are your doodles way better than my finished stuff? These are 2 good questions. Now, everyone knows that women make up 60% of the comic reading audience. And so it is peculiar indeed that I have almost entirely all portfolio submissions from men, you know, they're probably white men too. I don't know. Well, not, you know, maybe not, but yeah, I don't get submissions from women. That is very, very strange. It just doesn't add up mathematically. All right, his hair is silly. Here we got the 2 little curls in the front and then the kind of bushiness here. Let's see if we can kind of fix that. Just a little bit more random. I mean, you know, when you draw hair, yeah, just kind of, hair kind of does its own thing. I mean, you can try to control it, but you don't want to make everything look uniform. It's going to look like a mannequin. Put his ears way down here. All right. And there you go. Just a little bit of lower lip. I don't know. That's going to make him look younger. And the fewer lines, the better. And I think of Peter Parker as, you know, at the most in his early 20s. So you do want to keep the lines clean and few. The more lines you add to anyone's face, the older they get. So go wild with Sinestro, but use sparingly with Peter Parker. Okay, let's get back to this. Those ear drawing skills, I just busted those out. Sorry. All right, what goes on here? Jacqueline Holt, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Uncle Ethan, love your work and love your channel. Thank you for all you do. Jacqueline, thank you very, very much for coming, and I do appreciate your support. Okay, Peter Parker jumps. All right, this is very... all right, so let's talk about the storytelling here. I mean, we could focus on drawing and the drawing problems, but literally... I have absolutely no idea where Peter Parker is. We didn't establish him here, unless that's him there, but it's got to be him right there. But this doesn't connect to that very well. You don't go from a silhouette long shot to an extreme close-up with him reacting to absolutely nothing and then diving behind plants. I guess he's diving behind plants because this is Mr. Hyde with two robot men that are coming down, and one of them has a gun. Oh, boy. Eric Brand, thank you so much for the super chat. Speaking of female artists, what do you think of Amanda Connor's work? I think it's fantastic. That's what Eric Brand says. I do, too. I like Amanda Connor's work. She's her work is expressive and clean, super fun to look at, witty. Is she the best female artist out there? She might be. I'd have to think about it, but she's really, really good. All right, so I don't like any of this, Juan. I don't like it because it doesn't tell the story. This jump motion here is silly. It looks like he's jumping from clear up here. That's not the way a person would dive behind a plant, even Spider-Man. And then this doesn't connect to anything else as well. I mean, this is actually pretty nicely drawn. I do like Mr. Hyde swinging here. I like the way he looks. I don't like these guys because they're like, I don't know. I'm missing his hand here. I'm missing his feet. I'm missing almost all of this guy. It would be better to make these guys much smaller and put them up here so that we could see all of them. That would work like a whole lot better if you had done that instead. I don't know whose gun this is either. This is like a random assemblage of images, Juan, and it shows there's some promise in your drawing, but I mean, these are just completely disconnected if you look at them. All right, let's see what's on the next page here. Once again, whoops. I lost it. Once again, okay. It's on my work product for the channel. All right, here we go. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't understand where this is. This is all work that needs to be done. When you're trying to tell a story, you really do need to work hard to make sure that everything kind of connects from one panel to the next. And I mean, last time, you know, we saw these guys swinging down. There's no background. We don't know whose gun this is. We don't know what's going on. I don't see this gun in anyone else's hand. So I don't really get it. And then I don't know where they're crashing through here or if somebody has punched him through. We got cops with sunglasses indoors. Like, I don't know. Are they indoors? And then I don't... What do you guys think? Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I like this guy's Jerry curl, though. I think. Oh, finally. Oh, my goodness. Finally, we have a panel where everything kind of comes together. All right, this panel here needed to be up here, more or less. We needed a view like this to connect those scenes together. We really did need to see all of these people. I guess this is Mary Jane. We need to see the room where they came through, where they crashed through. We need to see where the cops came from. We needed to see all of that early on, Juan. And then this happens, and then suddenly we woke up from a dream. What is this? Everything disappears except for these two in some misty Avalon somewhere. All right, let's see what's next here. And then Mr. Hyde, great teeth, by the way. This is very nice. Mr. Hyde grabs Mary Jane's face, and she backhands him casually, but her face shows that she's angry. Her dimples are up. Another decent panel here, but it just doesn't connect to anything. These guys are standing around, and then they get webbed in their back, and they get yanked away. Mr. Hyde turns around, and he's angry because there's Spider-Man. Yeah. And he's webbed those two guys up, and they are unconscious. All right. Mr. Hyde runs at him, I guess, or runs away. We're not sure because there's nothing to compare this to. There's no sense of anything here. I don't know. There's no context to any of these panels. Mark O'Connell, thank you for the super chat. He says, EVS, thank you for being a legend. Mark, thank you for being in the chat with me tonight. Appreciate it. This is a good panel here because we actually get a sense of people together, but all right. So Juan, I mean, this portfolio here, I do appreciate your sending it because I think what it does is it kind of shows people, and hopefully it shows you, that comic book storytelling, you can't take the easy way out all the time. Oh, okay, so they're fighting. It's a nice little kind of action sequence here. Is that it? Yeah. You can't take the easy way out all the time. I mean, you know, for real, you really do need to consider where you're going panel to panel. We have a party here. It looks like the dog is locked out. We have no sense of where Peter Parker is in this party. We don't know what he's reacting to because we don't see anything. We should have seen over his head first to see these guys coming from far away. And so Peter sees them before they see him, and he dives in the plants. That dive needed to be more realistic. We needed a background here to show where they're coming from and where they're going to. This could be a whole other scene in another part of the city for all we know. We don't know who this gun is. We still don't know who that gun belongs to. These two guys are either doing this or having it done to them. We don't know. These cops, we don't know where they are. We don't know what's happening to the cops here. And then it's not until we get to this panel here that we start to kind of connect things. And then we lose it again immediately because you drop the backgrounds out and cut to an extreme close-up. And extreme close-ups are not good. I really want to discourage you guys from these. You can't. This boot could belong to anyone. We don't know who this boot belongs to. I mean, I guess we assume it's Mr. Hyde because of the cape, but we don't even see his boots here, so we don't know. We don't connect this to this. Mary Jane isn't on the floor. She's standing up right here. So I don't know why this is happening. I don't know who this is and why he's lit like this. The extreme close-up of Mary Jane's eye, I guess. And then, like, they're all alone here. They're all alone. And then these guys are behind him suddenly, and they get webbed away. Yeah, there's a lot of just kind of primary action going on, and there's no secondary action and no context to any of these panels. It's like the very minimum that we needed to show here was that Mary Jane slaps Mr. Hyde. He grabs her chin and she slaps him. But what we really needed to show was where this was happening. It would have been great to show the other party guests and how they're reacting to this in the background. It's necessary to show that Mr. Hyde's two henchmen are standing right behind him too. all of this stuff is your job. I mean, it's your job to make sure that all this stuff is crystal clear. We have a nice shot of Spider-Man here, even though, again, there's a lot of, I appreciate the, and I really do appreciate the grid panel work. What I don't appreciate is the fact that Spider-Man's arrival is completely underwhelming. He looks like cosplay Spider-Man. We're looking at him dead on. He's small in the panel. He's not impressive. What he's done doesn't really look that cool. He just looks like a normal kind of guy, the way that you've set him in this panel. Vile Delinquent, thank you for another super chat. You're very generous. A lot of clapping. He's clapped in between every word. Artist, please, you need to remember storytelling and horizon line. Yeah, and I'm going to drum that into your heads over and over again and hope that you guys improve. Storytelling. I've said it before and I'll say it again as well. It's much more important that you draw the panel and get the information out there. It's more important that you get it wrong in terms of just your drawing, but that you tell all the information properly. Like this isn't quite correct, but at least you drew everything you needed to draw. That's great. Like that's perfect. I'd rather you do an entire book that looks like this than an entire book that looks like this. Or in this case where this is pretty much perfectly drawn, but the background's dropped out and we really get a sense that they're alone together. I mean, especially here with this black background here, this just tells me that they are all by themselves for some reason. There's a sense that there's kind of a weird spotlight on them, which makes them have a little soliloquy rather than, he's attacking her at a party. Okay. Yeah, we don't know if, again, for instance, we don't know if Mr. Hyde is running to Spider-Man or away from Spider-Man. Why not put Spider-Man here in the foreground? Or, why not, have Spider-Man in the background and him running away from us and towards Spider-Man? That would be, better. And I know this is the easier thing to draw, but this tells us, this is ambiguous. It doesn't tell us what's going on. Yeah. So, yeah, more like this panel here, it should be a nice action shot. It's just not. Yeah, we're using perspective though. I have to say these buildings are nice and clean. It's really nicely drawn buildings here. Yeah, same here. Good perspective here, I think. Pretty good. I like Spider-Man standing on this ledge a lot. I think that's nice. I like the detail of these guys capturing Mr. Hyde down below after he's fallen to his doom. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think this is the best panel in the book, this one. Or the best panel that you've shown me. Yeah, I mean, not to, this is the thing. I really want you to do better. It takes patience. It takes incredible patience. You need to reiterate the same information over and over again and ground your characters in the story that you're trying to tell. It's vital. It's vital. It's where all your time goes. It's where all your time needs to go. So Juan, thank you for sending. Go back to work. Don't worry about retelling this. Don't worry about these pages. Move on to another 6 pages. And this time, be careful. Think about going panel to panel, connecting this panel to this panel. It's like this panel to this panel. Make them all kind of connect so that a story happens in someone's brain, so that it's not a bunch of just kind of disconnected images. And I know you can do it. I believe in you. I totally believe in you. Yeah, so groovy. What'd you guys think of that? What'd you think of Juan? He needs to watch more movies, says Ellen. And that's absolutely true. Watching movies and just seeing how storytelling works. Oh, good. Juan is here tonight. Thank you. I'm learning a lot today. Okay, good, Juan. Everyone say hello. This is not an easy thing to do, to turn over your portfolio for a brutally honest portfolio review. And it takes a lot of guts, because I'm just going to give it to you straight. I don't want to waste your time or anyone else's. And, you know, so Juan, thank you very much for doing that. Yeah, watching movies helps because movies are built from storyboards, and storyboards are very efficient storytelling. Yeah, thank you guys. And again, yeah, look at Logan. Logan's here. He's had his portfolio reviewed. He says, great job to you. And that's good. Somebody said you have balls. Rod Diaz says, if you watch Mad Max, action flows left to right. Then where it was right back to the left, your eyes are never lost because there's no Mad Max script, only the storyboard comic book. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was no script, just a comic book. By the way, another good use of these portfolio reviews should be for people to maybe hook up with artists. I know that there are a lot of writers in this chat who are looking for artists to collaborate with. And so, you know, perhaps this would be a good way to meet one. A lot of these guys are right on the verge. A lot of these guys that I'm reviewing, right on the verge of professional work, working on some kind of like amateur project right now, some kind of indie thing, some kind of small press thing. Could be just the ticket that a writer and an artist both need. And Ava fell down again. Is she okay? Jacqueline, thank you for the super chat. Could you draw Starfire one of these days? Oh, I'd love to. That would be fun. Yeah, totally. All right, so the other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about one of my books from when I was very young. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I've done a lot of my DC books. I think we did all of my X-Men books. Oh, those were painful. If you haven't seen me talk about my X-Men books, you can, and also, oh my God, a Wolverine issue that I did that's so bad. It's terrible. Had Alpha Flight in it though, so that's cool. But if you haven't seen those, you could go back. The videos are on my channel. They're called Marvel Comics Days, and they're full of pathos. It is absolutely insane, where I recount what it was like working at Joe Quesada era Marvel Comics in 2002. It was very interesting. Okay, so this is this is Salamandroid Zine. Now, we're talking a lot about Cyberfrog because, I don't know, I've got energy towards Cyberfrog lately. By the way, what a great logo this is. They did a good job at Harris Comics. I don't know who made the logos. I guess it must have been this guy, Mark Mass, who did all the production work. But this is a dynamite logo. And I like these. I never noticed this before. I never really looked at it. You take these logos for granted. You just turn in work, and then they make it into a comic book. So anyway, let's open this thing up. So this is an ash can, and ash cans were what they would do to kind of preview a new comic that was coming out. You used to go to conventions, and Wildcats #3 would be coming out supposedly in a month, but you could get a preview ash can of it at the con at a premium. I mean, they were usually kind of expensive. And then people just got the idea to just do ash cans all the time. They don't do that anymore. Like, this is the problem with comics. I'm not Tyler says, EVS, did you model your X-Men Wolverine after any actor in particular? Not that I remember. I don't know. Eric Brand, thank you for the super chat. Finally, I was worried you had forgotten about Salamandroid. Eric, all I'm thinking about lately is Salamandroid. Honestly, I love it. Blue Penguin, EVS, would you consider doing reviews of character designs and profiles? I don't know. If a lot of people thought that was a good idea, I would do it. Yeah. Yeah, diversity, inclusion, compassion, kindness in comics is here. Hi, Cecil. He has a great channel, by the way. It's so funny. He might be one of the funniest channels on comics YouTube. He says Don Knotts is best Wolverine. I never thought of that. That's stunt casting right there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So here it is, Salamandroid zine. I was telling you, I drew this on an airplane. I don't know how. It was a 2-page spread. I had it kind of, paced out in front of me. And when I was like younger, I used to draw everywhere. Like I would draw at church. If I were sitting in a bus station, I would draw comics. Now, like, I need my studio, I need my lights, I need everything, just so, in order to just relax and draw. But, like, when I was younger, and I think a lot of younger artists are like this. My little brother Noah is like this. He just draws everywhere he goes. Like, he just takes a pad with him and just draws comics. And it's great. But for me, I need to sit down. I need all my tools. I need everything. Mark O'Connell, thanks for the super chat. Old Cyberfrog issues ever come out in trade? No, not yet, but we might do that. We might do that soon, even though they're terrible. So we open this up, and this issue is called Speculation. Speculation. Daydream Continuum. Review my art. Seasons the... Wait, what does it say? Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Review my art. Seasonsthecomicbook.com. Oh, your book is called Seasons. Well, send it to me, Daydream Continuum. By the way, those of you who want your portfolio reviewed brutally, honestly, please do send me 4 to 6 pages of your work. Send them to my email at Ethan, ETHAN, 12032 @gmail.com, or send them to my Twitter DMs, and I will add them to my file. Eventually, I'll do them all, because I feel like now that I have a Patreon, and you guys are great with my Patreon, I really appreciate it. You guys are now paying me to do this, so I'm obligated to do portfolio reviews every day. As long as I don't run out, I will keep doing them daily. Yeah, so if you send yours over, it'll get done. It'll get reviewed eventually for sure. Galactus Planet Eater says, EVS, have you ever worked on any FF books? No, I wish I did. Logan Cook, EVS, are you ever going to do an amphibian trilogy? Make a final comic series where the last one is kind of a cybernetic giant newt, one of the extinct kind of giant dinosaur amphibians. Yeah, great idea. Sure. Well, we're going to do some more Cyberfrog. That's almost definitely going to happen, because I just have a great idea. Here's Heather Swain. By the way, here's a great way to do a splash page, is just eat up the middle here, and then you can use this part for the logo. It's like, it's a splash, but you've only done 1/3 of the page. Heather is concerned about something. Oh, look, I liked Beck in the 90s. That actually is Beck Odelay, and there he is. There's his glasses and his furry face. I don't know what this is. Does this say hate? What does that say? And then this looks like it says death. Yeah, I don't know what that poster is. This, of course, is the standard kind of, hey, Wizard Magazine, notice me. Like, you always had to put some kind of reference to Wizard Magazine in everything that you do. All right, let's read my prose. Heather Swain shivers. The night hasn't felt like this in ages, since she was very small. Back then, she would lie as if in utero, huddled under heaps of blankets and well-loved teddies, shielding her ears from the drunken yelps of her father and the barely defiant replies of her mother. Oh, it's awful. Those blankets and teddies were all she had. Now she is without them. And the cold, impassive demeanor of her friend chills her to the bone, takes her back, makes her wish she hadn't found him, despite the time she'd spent searching for him. It's been almost 2 weeks since Chelson revealed his origin to him, and the way he stormed off, Heather doesn't want to think about that. Now, this is almost as good as Stephen King. Almost as good. Chell was unable to tell Cyberfrog the whole truth, and Heather has been entrusted to fill in the gaps. She hopes he'll listen. Wow. Yeah, I should write more. You're right, guys. Oh, and we get a little Cyberfrog here. A little Cyberfrog action. Heather is wearing a Depeche Mode t-shirt. Depeche Mode's album in 1997-98 was Ultra. And so I was very excited by that album. It's pretty good. If you like Depeche Mode, I think Ultra is one of their last good CDs, and then they got really terrible. But Ultra has Barrel of a Gun on it, I think, and all that. So it's a good album. And then we retell Cyberfrog's origin. This, by the way, is just a splash page that I shrunk down and put in there. I mean, I just kind of pasted it in. But look at this. You see a little frog that's about to become Cyberfrog, a nice bullfrog. And then you also see a salamander. And then you realize Cyberfrog has a brother, and his name is Salamandroid. I don't know, that just, it looks like more like an alligator to me. It looks like a crocodile or something. Salamanders don't really look like that. Salamanders are very kind-looking creatures. They're very soft. They're very squishy. I don't think they have teeth. Yeah, I'm not so sure that... think about it, though. If I were going to redo Salamandroid, would I draw him like a dinosaur or like this? Or would I actually try to draw an actual salamander and make an actual salamander look cool? What do you guys think? Yeah, I know. It was kind of like, well, you know, you want to have a big dinosaur, and the name Salamandroid sounds cool. I'm not sure. This is the thing. I mean, you want to... actual salamander. Yeah. But I would make him big, though. Alligandroid. Yeah, that's maybe it should have been an alligator. I don't know. And so basically, here's what happens. Rebecca's father is murdered by the mob, and then Salamandroid shows up. He shows up too late. Like, Dad's already dead. There's little Rebecca. He kills the mob. Kills them all, and then and then this carries over to Hall of Heroes Presents number 0. This guy escapes, and then he finds him in an alley later. But look, I mean, you know, look, he's stomping on everybody. He's ripping them in half. Yeah, it's good stuff. And, oh Christ, what would you say, like, if you were ripped in half? Like, what would your dialogue be? I mean, really think about somebody like bisecting you. And like ripping you into 2 pieces. Would you use the Lord's name in vain? Like, what do people say when that happens? I don't even know. I mean, this seems like an understatement. Yeah, you just say, ow. He's, no, And he just says, you two die. Child, are you hurt? And she says, no, but they killed my dad. Sob. That is a bummer. That is a bummer. So he picks Rebecca up, and he takes her away, and then this cuts to just a reprint of Hall of Heroes number 0, which we already looked at, and it looks much better shrunk down. Everything looks better when it's shrunk. Yeah, Radawheel says you would just say, oh, rats, or all rats. I like that. I like that. Oh, rats. Yeah, I can picture that. She's better now, look. Dad's gone, but I made a new friend, a robot dinosaur. Would you trade your dad for a robot dinosaur? As a friend, I mean? Or like even as like a father figure? Would you rather have like a robot dinosaur for a dad, or like your dad? That's the question. I got to think about it. I mean, my dad is the guy who told my mom hip hip hooray when she had a hip replacement today. So, I mean, I might trade my dad for a giant dinosaur who was my friend. Like, he have to be my friend like this. Yeah, so all of you are saying yes, you would trade your fathers for a dinosaur. Well, Shinto Ketchup says robots can't love. Well, this one can. Why not? Why can't robots love? Vile Delinquent, thanks for another super chat. Last super chat for me tonight. You ought to try to redo Salamandroid tonight. Bounce around some ideas with us. I'd love to see how you draw him today. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, we do. Well, you know what? That would be for later. I mean, I don't want to... I know that Diversity in Comics is going to do a super chat tonight early, so I do want to cut out. I wanted to get mine in so I'm not interrupting him and he's not interrupting me. But I think tomorrow maybe we should do that. We should actually draw and redesign. And even if it's not Salamandroid, like, why don't we do this thing where, you guys say, hey, this character design, any character design from Marvel or DC or Image sucks, and we should redo it together. I think that would be a good use of a live chat. What do you guys think? I could be wrong. Yeah, it would just be fun. We'd just sit down and draw like people do. And we'll maybe we'll do a couple. So there we go. I mean, there's the end of this. You get this nice backup section here where you see the original. This is the first drawing of Salamandroid, I think, completed. It looks nothing like him. It looks nothing like the way he turned out. Look at the size of his hands. He looks like Ms. Marvel. What the Kamala Khan. Knock it off. Knock it off. Hey, is that dry? Here's a page that was cut from the finished book. I don't know why. Could be because his mouth looks like Gumby's mouth. Yeah, and look at this face right here. It's just strange. Like, why would I use... What is this line here for her nose? What is this? Looking at a lot of Image comics in the 90s, it was... I don't know. It was a blessing and a curse. Image, you know, you got a lot of good kind of inspiration. You want to do exciting covers like that. You want to do exciting characters, exciting panel work like this. But then also, like, especially some of the guys who were like at Rob Liefeld's studio in the early 90s, they're just very strange, and it rubs off on you. And this, look at this. Yeah, this is dreadful, but it was never finished. Oh, I think, you know what this was? I was looking at a lot of Bernie Wrightson, and I was like, I want to draw Bernie Wrightson tree branches. And like the way Bernie Wrightson would draw like muddy little cliffs and everything. And then, yeah, I'll kind of work a Salamandroid drawing into that with a big like Bad Rock style Youngblood gun that I never finished. Has a lot of scopes on it. These scopes... Like you have at least two scopes. Maybe, oh, that might be one there, right, as well. So you have 3 scopes. You can see anything. Like you could see all kinds of things with your scopes. It's very important to have scopes on your gun. The woman looks like it was. Well, everything looked like it was drawn by Art Adams. I mean, look at the technique here. You do so you do little circles here. Little tiny circles that start out dark and get lighter and lighter and lighter, and then you do kind of a crosshatch over that, and that's totally and completely Art Adams. Oh, and here's Matt Martin from Hall of Heroes, thinking he's pretty funny. Look, here's his drawing of Salamandroid with Salamandroid's tail wrapped around his neck. Yeah, that's real funny, Matt. Here we go, Salamandroid. And this is how to pronounce it, and this is the definition. It's a noun. It's not a proper noun, it's a noun. Amphibionic being of scales and living steel, endowed with superhuman strength, agility, and a 60-foot-long tail, capable of destroying small buildings. Small buildings, that's small businesses. Yeah. Rod Diaz asks a very interesting question. Salamanders regenerate quick. Do his android parts fight his biology? Does that battle in Salamandroid hurt? Does it hurt all androids and cyber? These are all good questions. I don't know. I always wonder about that. Like what? Like robots. Like why are people making robots? Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's what made me think about robots the other day. And you're going to think this is disgusting, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So I'm out with my stepdaughter. We're at Target. She wants to buy a game. And the game that she wants to buy, it's like a board game for kids. And I saw the commercial for this, and I said, not in my house. No, no, no. I saw it on the Disney Channel. Everything on the Disney Channel is filth. But, okay, so what it was it's a game where you make Play-Doh dog poop. It comes with like a whole big jar of brown Play-Doh, and then you kind of mold it to look like dog poops, and then you spread out a mat, like a twister mat on the floor, and you place dog poop randomly in various spots on the twister mat, and you blindfold someone and they have to take 3 steps in their bare foot without stepping in the dog poop, in the fake dog poop. And this absolutely infuriated me, and it made me think of robots, and I'll tell you why. First of all, why would you ever buy fake poop? Why would you ever buy fake poop? Why? What is it, hard to manufacture? Like, is real poop hard to manufacture? Seems like it's pretty easy to manufacture. Why would you ever buy? Why would you ever offer? Why would you ever sell fake poop? It's the same thing with robots. Why are people making like robot humans that aren't quite as good as humans? The other day I saw a robot dog, and I was like, and it looked horrific. It was like headless, but it could run, like its limbs kind of made it run sort of like a dog, and it was skipping through the house like in this Japanese laboratory. And I'm like, we don't have homes for the real dogs that we have. And by the way, we have too many dogs. They're easy to make. We have no shortage of real dogs that cost nothing. Why is Japan spending millions and millions of dollars trying to make robot dogs, fake dogs, that aren't as good as real dogs? They can't do what real dogs do. I mean, maybe they don't stink. Maybe they don't pee all over Manhattan and terrify Zach. But like, there's no reason to make a robot dog. This isn't the Jetsons. Why don't you make something that we don't have? Why would you make creepy, not quite like human simulacrums of people? Why would you do that? Things that are spooky because they're hey, this is almost human. Why play God? You can make a human being pretty easy. It's fun. It doesn't cost anything. And you can make a real person. Have they forgotten how to do that in Japan? Pisses me off. Every time I look at Drudge Report, I see some stupid article about how there's a robot invasion is coming, and that we're that much closer to creating robot overlords that are just like human beings. Yeah, and they talk about sex bots too. Gee whiz. Sex bots. Listen, if you have $90 million to make a robot to have sex with you, I put it to you that you could pretty much have any real woman that you want. I honestly, I don't get it. Where are flying bicycles? If I had $100 million to spend on something frivolous, some piece of frivolous technology, it would be a jetpack. That makes sense. There's no other way for me to fly like that. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be an art stream. But seriously, fake poop, don't need it. Fake human beings, don't need them. Don't need them. Jetpack, do need it. I do need a jetpack, and that's something that I would spend millions and millions of dollars on, but you can't get these Japanese people to do that. You can't get them to make jetpacks. They're sitting there trying to make robot girlfriends. Yeah. Orange Face says you can program robots to approximate love, while women, according to Aristotle, are incapable of feeling true love. That's not true. I don't think women are incapable of feeling true love. Would you rather have fake programmed love than real love from a real woman? Oh, it's absolutely insane. That's the patriarchy. You want to talk about what the patriarchy is? It's making robot women. It's men making robot women that approximate love. All right, so we figured out the first plot to the new Cyberpunk series. It's going to be about fembots. Yeah. I know you guys. Most of you. Do all of you agree with me that you don't want robot humans, but you do want jetpacks? Or am I wrong about that? Am I out on a limb? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How many of you think that robot poop is marketable? I mean, I shouldn't say that because I ended up buying it. But I mean, Iron Patriarchy, the newest villain on the map. Yeah. Robot poop. You guys are full of good ideas. You really are. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I think it's been an hour. Did we waste an hour with stupidity? We had a good first 20 minutes or so with Juan's portfolio. Juan, I do appreciate you again. Thank you so much for submitting that portfolio and teaching everybody something. I want you to continue on. I want you to do more. You are clearly talented. You're clearly gifted. We need to redirect your talent into a way that allows you to tell good stories to people who want to read them. And that's what you're doing. You're doing everybody a big favor by telling stories to them. So make sure you don't let them down. You got to work hard, get it right. Why are you guys typing F? My stream's still working, right? You're number one. Diversity, inclusion, compassion, kindness, and comics says you are number one. And everyone say goodnight to Salamandroid and Becca. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. We'll try to do an hour every night if we can. Please continue sending me your portfolios. And I'm glad to see that some of you have done that. Thank you for the super chats. Thanks for Patreons. And I will see you guys again tomorrow.